Hello, it is me, we Anime, and welcome to a brand new What If. Named, what if Deku was Zora Ideale's reincarnation, or the reincarnation of Zora Ideale? If you don't know who Zora Ideale is, he is a member of the Black Bulls, which is from Black Clover. Wonderful character. Love him. One of my favorites. So I'm doing this because, well, I've always wanted to do it. And the fact that after this, what if Black Clover what ifs will be coming through? Like, after this one, Black Clover what ifs, okay? And this week is full of brand new what ifs. So, Wednesday, a new what if. Friday, a new what if. Okay? Will be recorded. I don't know when they will be posted, but on those days, I will be recording. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna explain his quirk, okay? And then, well, I'll do story, explain his quirk, then get on with well, the, the start of it, okay? So, let's get started, okay? So, right now, we're in a, hospital, well, a quirk doctor's office, with, given this is years before the main timeline, uh, like, he will be older just by 1 or 2 years than like class 1A, okay? He'll be 1 or 2 years older than them. Okay. So like around Nejire's and, well, the big three's age, okay? He'll be around their age in this story. Right? And we would be in there. Not we, not like all the people watching this. But Izuku and his father and mother would also be there. Uh, getting to know, well, testing Izuku's quirk, right? And we would get to know it. It would be called Trap. Okay, it would be called Trap, and I'll explain it right now. If anyone else wants to use this, if you want to make like a story about Izuku being as Zora Ideale's reincarnation, if any one of you know people who would, send them this video. Tell them check me out. I do crazy what if ideas. Okay, I do abnormal. I don't think anyone else. I know at least one has done a what if like this, but I don't know if a lot of people has done it. Like, I know of like what if Deku was a Black Clover character? I know of a lot of those what ifs, right? And they're all decent, but I'm gonna make this one actually like Zora. I'm gonna make him, well, given I can't do the voice, but hey, I'm gonna try. Sorry, I was getting a drink of water. Okay, so this is how his quirk would work. Will work. Not would work. Will work, okay? This is how his quirk will work. Uh, so he can make these, uh, well, as you see, these, I need to get a better picture of that. Hold on. We'll get another picture of Zora images. I'm just gonna show them how they look. The circles. If I could ever find one. But it would take. See, he can set them, put them on people. Well, hold on. Let me find. Uh, Trap magic. He can make these. He can make these circles around basically anything, but it would take time to set them, like, say, on a wall, or set them on like other people if he wanted to, like, just set them around. But if he would put them, say, on himself, if I could ever find the picture again, oh, down. If he were to put it on himself, it would take less time. Like, say, when he first got his quirk and he would first start training with it, it would take him around 25 minutes for them to activate. Right. 25 minutes for them to activate and be ready to be used. Like, yeah. Uh, and to, like, counter any attacks. Well, not any attacks. See, he can uh, reflect or counter many spells, not spells, many, like, things. Well, that's, say if he put it on himself, right? Oh, that's sick. I want that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, if he can put him on himself in, like, less time. Then he would have to use, like, when we first see him fight, it would take like 5 minutes to set them on, like, a wall or something, but on himself, or like a foot in front of him, it would take him less time, like a minute to activate, right? It would take him around a minute to activate, right? It would take him less time to activate these things. The circles, right? It would take him time to set up these circles to deflect uh, other attacks, reflect or counter, and make them. Okay, so how Zora Ideale, well, how Zora's magic works in Black Clover, right? It's He has multiple different traps, right? Traps that uh like takes in a spell and sends it back twice as powerful, right? And he has, uh, well, that's what he's known for, and that's what I'm basically just gonna do with. Well, he also has more. I remember now. I remember. He has like stun spells, stunning traps that would like make the person that steps in them just freeze up and just like fall down, like in like hold on, let me look that up. La, 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 yeah, it's December. Jeez. Uh, if there's powers, large magic, whatever. Uh, hold on. So, so, okay. If I could ever find his spells, that would be perfect. Oh, reflex. Okay, so I am using the right wording. So he would be able to reflect things. I'm trying to find Zora's spells right now, so that I he will be able to do all of Zora's stuff, except for a couple certain things, right? Except for like a little certain things. Okay, if I could ever find them, but I'll explain them after. Okay, here's trap magic. Um, I don't know who that last person is. Okay. Here's his spells. He has a paralytic trap spell. He has a counter trap and a full body counter trap, right? So that's his and he in the rainbow stink bug. Yeah, that's a thing. Who the crap is Lyra? Who is that? I forget. Who's Lyra? Lyra? Oh, when Real gets, yeah, I know, yeah. Okay, so he would have all those traps, right? And they would work as the same as they do in Black Clover. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not very good with the first episode and explaining their stuff. If this is your first video of mine, I'm not a very good explainer with certain things. Okay, and we'll get into the story here soon. Uh, I just wanted to explain this stuff because if people have things they want to, I don't know, so that you all know how his quirk will work, and so I will uh, know how the quirk works. Okay, so okay, so Izuku would grow up. His father is also a hero, right? His father is a hero, right? And one night, well, one day, uh, we would see a 12-year-old Izuku Midoriya walking within, walking in his house, and his father would be there. Introduce a doll to him called the Super Hero uh, Zora or something, right? Zora would be the name his father gives him, right? And after he would show Izuku the doll and tell him all about how cool uh, Zora is, Izuku's father would tell him, "Alright, kiddo, I'm gonna go back out and start saving people again. Ah, I love this job." And then he would walk out the door, use his quirk to, well, he would, like, blast off somehow. Izuku doesn't really know because he knows his father's quirk, but yet he also thinks of some things like, well, my dad's quirk is sort of close to mine, but yet not really. I guess he could just have like support items. I don't know. Papa gotta get to school, and he would pack up. He would head to school and do school things, right? And then the days would go by, weeks would go by, and then we would see Izuku again at the age of 13. We would see him walking towards two graves, one being his father and one being his mother. See, how their untimely deaths happen is these two were on a date, a hangout of those two, and they would be going by. They'd be going to the mall, they would shop, they would get some food, right? And a villain would attack them, grab Izuku's mother, Inko, bring him back, put a pew pew pow pow to her dome, and say blah blah blah, give me your money, blah. And Izuku's father would do so, but yet instead of keeping the said promise of keeping his mother uh, alive, Boom Boom Pow Pow unalived her with his quirk, which is a Pew Pew Pow Pow. I don't know if I'll get demonetized. I have no clue. So I'm gonna use code words. Okay. So, and there would be other uh, heroes around at this point too, but yet they were the type of heroes to just do do their job for the fame and the money, and they didn't care what would happen. So they just didn't do anything, and they were off. Their they were on their off day, so they didn't care. And then Izuku's father and this unnamed villain that I will not name because I don't want to figure one out would start to fight, right? within this mall. And this unnamed villain friends, which were these two other heroes on their off job, would also come around and use their quirks, which one would be a mist quirk, and this guy would fill up the whole entire mall with mist so that so the cameras and these other people couldn't see what was happening within them. And this other guy, the other one's quirk, the other hero, would take Izuku's father out. Right. And also, uh, Inko was on the phone with uh, Izuku at the time. Also, so yeah, and after that, we'd also do another time skip. About to when Izuku is around, like, you know what? He would be older. I'm changing it up. He would be around 20, 22, 20-ish. Around Hawks' age, right? When we will, at the start of the, like, canon timeline. Okay, he would be around 20-ish. Like I said, around Hawks' age, like 22, 20-ish. And we would see him talking to a information broker, right? A person that would be like talk to villains and give these heroes information without the heroes knowing, right? And Izuku would be talking to one at this very moment, right? And this guy is saying, yeah, like you, uh, hey kid, I got some, pretty special news for you. So, I remember years ago, your father came to me, as you know, we're friends, and, well, stuff happened, and, well, I figured some stuff out that you're gonna be pretty excited about, okay? So, here, take this. And he would give him a envelope with two things in it. A USB drive, a USB, and a piece of paper. And this information broker would keep on talking. Don't ask how I got this information, okay? I got some connections. So, I want you to go over where you're staying because you never tell me. I guarantee you got a computer. If not, you do what you want. I know you're getting paid for this. You're a hero after all. Not like anybody really treats you as one, but you're a hero, kid. And your father would be proud of you. We both know that. And yeah, you know how to use that stuff. I'm gonna head out of here before you start yelling at me. Okay? Oh, and those guys that you'll be seeing in there, don't kill them. Actually, I could care less. I'm getting paid to do this too, so I don't care what you do. Alright, see ya, kid. Be a hero, not a villain. Okay? Jeez. Last time I saw you do work, you gotta act like a villain. Yelling at your opponents. And, by the way, go back to school. Oh, and we both know you haven't been. We both know you haven't got graduated yet. And Izuku would say, "Don't talk about me about this, okay? I know. Everyone's been bothering me about it, okay? I know they sound similar. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking of a voice to do, so I could technically go like, okay. No, that's too much like the information broker. Um, okay, no. Uh, hey, no, that's not him. Uh, I'll work on it. Okay. Or maybe like this. Yeah, let's go like this. Uh, okay. Uh, you don't have to yell to me about it either. Everyone else already does it. Okay? So just leave me alone about it. I know what I'm doing. Of course. You know what? No. I'll, not that voice. That one's too hard to do. Like, that's difficult. Um, I'll go like, no. I'll just use my normal voice, okay? I'll just use my regular voice, but, like a little, like, a little angrier or something. Like, okay, like this. Yeah, let's go like this. Okay, you don't need to yell at me about it. I know, I'll go back soon. But just hold your horses. Of course. Well, might as well head back. Not like I'm getting anything else about this. About anything. And he would head back to wherever he's saying. And he would go plug in the USB, go through the files, and he would find the camera footage of that very day. And before he would play, he would open up the letter, and this letter would say, "Hey, kid. I know I haven't seen you in a while since you've left the class, but if you ever want to come back during this semester, be my guest. You could be my helper and do your work, well, the school work, some other time, okay? Uh, your teacher, Aizawa." And Izuku would crush up the paper, throw it, just chuck it somewhere. And Izuku does have red hair. Okay, in this, he looks like Zora. Okay, that's what he looks like. He is, well, minus the black bull robe, he's wearing exactly the same thing. Okay, he's wearing the same thing as uh Zora, right? And and he would keep going. He would watch through the thing. He would recognize these two people, these two heroes. He would pause the video, take out the USB, just put it back in the envelope, right, and put it in his pocket. Well, he would actually leave the envelope there. He would take the USB and shove it in his pocket, right? And then he would start going towards the direction of UA High School. And I want to make this He's still in school. He's 20 some, he's still in school, but only because he's never done his work. He's been held back because he'd never done his work. He would be out everywhere. He would never come unless it's for training. He would go on training stuff, and that's it, which they were okay with because they knew his issues, right? And they knew what he was after, but they wasn't gonna help him. They were gonna let him, but he would have to stay as a first year, which he was okay with. He never cared. He doesn't care, right? But he would go. He would keep on going, right? And I'm walking around right now. Okay, it is 6. I started recording at 5:30. It's been 30 minutes. I know we haven't done much, but yeah, I'll be moving around and I'll be stopping once in a while to just talk, do the story, right? So he'd go there, he'd end up there, okay, and it would be right in the middle, like right after day one. Like everyone would leave, like everyone in class 1A, all the students would be able to go by this point, right? So they would not be there. But Izuku would go in, he would head straight to Nezu's office. He would just, and he could hear a meeting going on with heroes and like teachers, teachers and some other heroes, like actual heroes, not the teachers, other teachers. But he would hear this, he would just kick open the door. He would walk through and say, "Sup, uh, Nezu, I got something to show you." And he would hold. I know this isn't accurate to like how he would talk and how he sounds, but I'll work on it throughout this what if. Okay, we got 12 weeks. Uh, yeah, 12 weeks to work on. I think 12 weeks. Well, one episode per week ish. So yeah, about 12 weeks to work on this voice. And by then, it will get way better. I will actually work on doing this voice. Okay? But yeah, he would walk in, he'd kick down the door. He'd kick down the door, shut it back. He would say, "Nezu, I got something to show you, and you may like it a lot." And Nezu would say, "You do, well, I will look at it, but you do realize you walked into a meeting, right?" And Izuku would say, "Yeah, and I know that, and I don't care." We all know how I act. "Oh yeah, Aizawa, I got your note, and I'm coming back probably tomorrow or something. Okay, maybe not tomorrow, maybe the next day. I'll come back at some point. I'll actually do my work. I got your note." And Aizawa would say, "Okay, good. Can't wait to see you back. You'd actually help with this class. Teach some manners into them, too. Probably would help them. Teach some of the students." He'd be thinking all this in his head, teaching his students that don't be a hero with just fame and for the fame and for the money. He will despise you until your last days on this earth. Trying to check something. I can't see. Yeah. right? And he would just talk a lot in this meeting, like, I don't care what you all are doing, I'm doing my own thing. But yeah, time skip until the next day. Izuku doesn't show up. Until a little bit after. Like, it would be right around lunch, right? Or a little bit after lunch, and they'd be all going for their hero training. And they would see Aizawa in there talking to some lanky, tall, red-headed, mask-wearing guy. And they would all be questioning, like, who is this guy? Is he another hero? We've never saw him. We don't know who he is. Well, some of them haven't saw him, but some others, they have. Um, Kirishima has, being most notable. So, so Izuku, Aizawa would tell him to all shut up and sit down, right? And Aizawa would introduce, well, Aizawa would say, "Hey, kid, introduce yourself to these problem children," and he would introduce himself as he Izuku would say, "Sup, you failures. I'm a very cool mask guy, okay? That's what you call me. Well, if not, well, my hero name is, I know one redhead is gonna blabber all this, so might as well just tell you who I am. Hi, my hero name is Zora, okay? I'm not telling you all my real name because I don't want to. I'm not telling you anything else. Okay." And then All Might, well, not yet. And Aizawa would say, he's gonna help you all with your training later, here in a minute. Okay, and also your hero suits, not my problem. So don't ask, Danky or Kaminari. Uh, your teacher for this class will bother with it. So I'm gonna get out of here, go to the lounge, and bash my head over a desk so I can maybe forget about this day and maybe go to sleep. Okay? So, I don't want to see you all again, but I have to. You'll be back tomorrow, sadly. And then the next day. Oh, God. I don't get paid enough for this. And Zora, well, Izuku would just start laughing. Just like laughing. He would not stop. Aizawa would look at him, hair flowing everywhere, canceling his quirk, and all that. But Izuku's quirk can be erased, but not really. See, if he set a trap on himself, it can't be erased. But like if it's on a wall, a foot in front of him, on the ground, Oh yeah, they can be erased, but not on his body. I know that sounds OP, but that's how I'm making it work. I feel like that's a cool way to, because it's basically like a mutation is how that part works. It's he's using his body to turn, well, to do stuff, right? So say if say Aizawa tried to do something, like throw a punch at him, blah blah blah, or do whatever. Well, you'll see in a minute, okay? You'll see in a minute what it can do, what his quirk can do. All right. So we keep on going. Uh, All Might would bust through, say, "I am here, coming through the door like a normal person." Blah blah blah, all that crap, right? And then, and then, uh, well, they do their thing. I'll see. You know what? No, this is what happens. Since All Might and Zora is gonna be there, Zora says, "You know what? All Might, I'll make you a deal. You pick two of these failures, and I'll take them both out. Preferably the stronger ones. And we both know how I feel about a certain type. So I'm maybe one of those, I don't care. Okay? So, I got a wheel for a reason. Uh, this is any quirk. No, no, no. There you go. So, let's see who's. Well, I'd preferably like the. No. Shoji's cool. Like, she would get destroyed. Too big of a scaredy cat. Okay, there's one. That one I wanted. Okay, there's one. Who's gonna be his partner? Huh. Um. Ochaka or Tenya? Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Hmm. I don't know. You know what? Let's go Tenya. Ida. Let's go with Ida. So these two would be chosen, right? And right, these two would be chosen. Things would happen. So they would go into the mock city, and they would both start on one side. See, Izuku would be setting up these traps. Oh my god. He would be setting up like, holes in the ground, like pitfalls. He'd be creating, like, the paralyzing traps, right? He'd be creating these, the counter traps all around the place, right? So he'd just stand there. He'd walk a little bit. He'd head to the middle where most of his traps are set. He'd just sit there waiting, waiting for a chance. And here they come. He sees them. Well, Bakugo and Ida just running right at him. And then Bakugo would start sending these explosions. Counter traps would start to, well, send them back. Like this one huge counter trap would take all these explosions, about like 10 or 20 of them, and just send them back. Twice as powerful. Straight at Bakugo. No, straight at Ida and Bakugo. Which it would take them both out. Just in one attack. But yeah, Ida and Bakugo would get back up. Ida would go running at him and wouldn't get close. He'd just start paralyzing, and Bakugo would just start sending explosions again. And Izuku would say, "You know, you remind me of somebody. I hate that guy." And he would counter these things again, send them back. And he would sigh, and he would see a Bakugo on the ground. "Well, see, I'd watch your way. Watch your step, too, you weirdo robots." Hey, I'm heading out. I'll do my work later. I got some business to settle. So he would walk to Nezu's office. They would talk a little bit. And we would see, and we couldn't hear what they would, those moments in anime where it would kind of fade out before you would hear what the full conversation was. That would happen, right? And Izuku this will be about like midday-ish by this point, like around 6. He'd be standing on top of an agency. Right, he'd be standing on top of it. He would start walking down. He'd walk through and say hi to the main guy, like, "Hey, hi. I'm just walking through, okay?" It's probably like gang orcas too, crazy enough. No, probably, I don't know, probably no one important, but no one in the top 10. But he'd keep on walking down the stairs. He'd see these two talking to each other. The two he's looking for. He'd see these two. These two would walk out and start heading out the door. Around at the bottom floor. Right? It would be a decent sized hero agency. Maybe like the top 30 heroes. Right. And he would tail these two. And he would see him talking to a drug dealer, and, well, actually no, he would see these two talking to a villain. Not a very important one at this point. Not important at all either. But this villain would go, these two heroes would get their money, would have money in their hands, and then Izuku would pop up. And he would say, "So, you're gonna share that?" Well, maybe this is a good voice. Sounds pretty good, pretty close. "So, you gonna share that?" And these two would turn around see this guy, right? And one of them would say, "No, you weirdo. So, what you doing here, weirdo? Weird mask guy?" And these two would start insulting, just start calling names, right? And then one of them would have an ice quirk. The other one would have a fire quirk or something along the lines of that, right? These two would do a combined attack, which was so overly weak. Like, icicle, icicle inferno. Something cringe. Something, it would be so weak. Like, in Izuku would take this and he would say, "You two aren't heroes. And I know everything about you too. Like that time in a mall, uh, many years ago, you two helped out a villain. Yeah, you two, helped that man kill a great man. And a good woman too, I guess. I don't know. Never liked her. That gold digger, I can tell you that much. Just using that great man for money. But yet you got that man killed. You helped him, too. Helped that villain do it, too. And yet you two just did it for money." And then these two would say, "Well, what else are you supposed to do the hero this job for?" And by the way, that guy wasn't even a very good hero too either. And Izuku would say, "Oh yeah? Well, I hope you all like pain. And I hope you two are not very famous either. Or hope you two don't have any family." Be- and right when he would say that, he would let that attack go. That icicle inferno that these two would send at him. These two would do this attack would just one guy, the guy with the fire quirk, would be littered in icicles. And this other guy, the one with the icicle quirk, that's what it is. He can launch icicles. He'd be burnt. Barely anything left of them. But they're alive, maybe, right? And then Izuku would go over there and just start kicking them while they're down. He'd pick up their money, well, what was left after it got burned, and then he would just start kicking them both again, right? Just like, what the? I don't know what that was. But yet he would just start kicking them over, like right in the head. They're he, they're dead. They're dead at this point. They're unalive. And then Izuku would say, "That's what you two get, you fake heroes." And then he would walk away, go back to his place, and do nothing for the rest of the day. And then he would get a call. He'd get a call from Nezu. And Nezu would say, "So, you did it, I'm guessing?" And over the phone, he'd get a couple of photos sent to him. And Izuku would say, "So what if I did? What are you gonna do about it?" Hold on, let me say that again. So what if I did? What are you gonna do about it? And Nezu would say, "Oh, nothing. I'm just asking." Um, but they aren't dead, are they? And Izuku would say, "Uh, I don't know. I didn't check on them. Probably what if they are, that's what they deserve." And well, never really cared anyways. We both know if killed. Doesn't hurt me any. Keeps the fake heroes away and the villains away too. And by the way, they're just basically taking themselves out because they're I'm using their own moves against them. So it's not me doing it. uh, and then boom, that's where we're ending it. That's where I'm ending it. Okay. I hope y'all like it. I don't see a lot of you watching this, but hey, I wanted to do it just in case if anyone likes it. Uh, like, comment, subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.